Okay, well, what happened, I used to live in Ballinger. I was born in Ballinger, Texas, and we moved to Phoenix, Arizona. And from Phoenix, Arizona, well, I had to take care of my mother and four brothers. Um, and my stepdad was in the crazy place, I guess you'd call it. Anyways, so I told my mother, I said, well, he got out. I said, I ain't staying here no more. So she had to sign for me. I went down and they signed for me. And I was supposed to go to the Air Force, but I asked them, I said, well, can I stay in the YMCA? And they said, yeah. So I stayed in the YMCA that night. And then the next morning they got up and said, you're going to the Army because you didn't pass enough tests. So they sent me, I told my mother, I said, if you want to see me, you better get down here right now because I'm leaving on the Greyhound bus for Fort Ord, California. I mean, we didn't know where we was going really, but I mean, I said, we're leaving for the California anyways. And so we got out there and for two weeks there, we had to stay and nowhere we could go anywhere. We had to stay right there and I come in and your bed would be, if they come in and they bounce something on your bed, well, and it didn't bounce back up, you found your bed in the floor. And so, but we could go to the PX because we had a PX in that area, but that's all we could do. And then they shipped us over to the next barracks, which was Charlie Company, and we could go to the movies and everything there. But then we had to go out on rifle range at 5 o'clock in the morning and shoot. And one day I was in the barracks and they called me on the orderly room and I said, Captain Logan wants to see you. He was my company commander. And I thought, well, oh man, I'm in trouble, you know. So I went on up there and Lieutenant Josh was there and I saluted him and he said, Captain Logan wants to see you. And I walked in there and I saluted Captain Logan. He said, I got something for you. And I said, I thought, I was in trouble, and he said, I got a pin for you. And he gave me the highest medal in my company. I got the highest medal in an M1 rifle in my company. A company commander pinned it on me. And so from there on, well, we went through all the basic training, everything. Went through live machine gun bullets. I mean live machine gun, not rubber, but live. And they told us, said, whatever you do, don't raise your head because it'll kill you. And so we had to crawl through double war, Bob. Well, they wood it down. They wood it down, and we looked like a bunch of pigs when we come out of there. And we had to crawl through barbed wire, double wire, barbed wire with a rifle and field pack and all that stuff on it. And they sent us out one night to, they said, we're going to send y'all out. They took us out in the truck, and they said, we're going to give you a compass and a flashlight. Said, you got to find your way back. Well, two of us gave two together, So we went on out, and they gave it to us, and we went on out, and we found our way back. We used a flashlight and a compass, and we found our way back. But some of them didn't. Some of them went to Monterey and Salinas, and they had to go get all of them. But anyways, it was nice, and Captain Logan was a real nice guy. But he was the kind of guy that if another company was going to pass him, you better look out because you're going to do double time. See, I was in the infantry. See, I was a foot soldier, and I was in the infantry, and we had to cross rifles, and all that. But I never did go over. I got out with a 369. It's a general under honorable condition. And I called the general, commanding general, and asked him. I said, "Well, can I get back in?" He said, "No, you'll never have to go back in because you'll never have to go back in because you've got flat feet and everything. You'll never have to go back in." So that's the reason I got that discharge, dishonorable discharge on 369 is what it is. It's called a 369. It's called honorable conditions, and that's the way it was. And I stayed in there for long enough to do all my basic training and all that, and then I got out.
You moved to Phoenix?
Yeah.
And you had to take care of?
Four brothers.
Four brothers.
And my mother.
How old were you then, Lorin?
I was 16 years old.